Hey everyone, welcome back to the Hello Basque channel, the daily Euskara practice. I will tell you, I had such a good video planned for you guys today. This afternoon, I did my Euskara homework with my mom and my sister over video chat, and I asked them if I could record it, and I did, and it was gold. Man, we had some gems in there, I swear, and I was gonna share that with you guys. But I'm new to this whole technology thing. I'd never done a screen recording like this before. Turns out I did not record the audio, so all of that footage was totally useless. But now I know what I did wrong, so hopefully next week I can share our study session with you guys. It's getting late in the day, and I swear to God, we worked on this homework for like an hour and a half, 2 hours. Like, my brain is dead. I'm done for the day. So I have to share with you this video, some questions that I answered as part of this video. Earlier today, I answered some questions that you guys had for me in the comments, so I'm gonna just show you guys that today and get back on the studies with you tomorrow. So check it out.
First question, let's start easy. Justin Green asked, Zer da zure katuaren izena? And he graciously translated that to English to say, what is your cat's name? If you've been watching the channel, you've seen my cat kind of come in and out. Even when you don't see him, you probably hear him meowing in the background because he's needy. He needs a lot of attention, and he doesn't like it when I talk on the phone, but especially when I talk to a camera. I think it freaks him out. He doesn't know what's going on. So my cat's name is kind of messed up, honestly. His name is Winx. W-I-N-X, and that's the name he was given at the shelter. And when I adopted him, like, I thought it was kind of funny in a sick way. So I didn't change it. And he's called Winx because if you've gotten a good look at him, you can see more of him on my Instagram at Hello Basque. He has an eye defect from birth, so one of his eyes is like kind of permanently half closed, so he's like always winking. And so his name is Winx, which is kind of sad, but very accurate. And he also has a second name. My dad, my Aita, has given more, I would say, Basquified nicknames to the animals of the family, but it's really more French. He has another name for my cat. He calls him Jérôme, which is like his weird Basque pronunciation for the French name Jerome. And so it's a really long story about why he calls my cat Jérôme. I'm not going to get into it in this video, but my cat has two names. He's Winx, but when I'm talking to my dad, his name is Jérôme. So thanks for your question. Next question comes from Naya Uribe. She asks, would you consider moving to the Basque Country or living there for a more extended period of time, like a few months up to a year or something? If so, where would you like to live? So if you have not seen the first episode of the American Learns Euskara kind of series of videos, in that video I talked about how this year in 2020 I actually wanted to do that. I wanted to move to the Basque Country to learn Euskara. I wanted to go to a barnetegi and do a full like Basque immersion program. But the way things are going in the world, I figured that's not possible right now. So I would consider moving to the Basque Country. I have considered it many times over the years because I have lived in Europe. I lived in England for 4 years, and I traveled around Europe for quite a bit too. So I considered it. I would live there for a few months up to a year. I don't know how I would acclimate like longer than that or even during that time, which is why I've kind of been hesitant to like make the move and actually take that step, because I feel like culturally, like I'm very American, like I'm very Basque American, but there's a lot of things in the Basque Country that like bother me, and it's not even serious stuff, and it's not even like the Basque Country. It's just cultural stuff, like getting used to siesta hours, like that just bothers me. Like shops closed on Sunday. Like I'm sure these are easy things you would adapt to like within a month and you just like get used to it. But I'm super used to like convenience and like things always being at my disposal at all times. And so I don't know, I've always hesitated to like make the move to the Basque Country, not only like for the language, obviously there's like huge language barriers there, but I think culture, also I don't drink. I feel like social life often revolves around like going to bars, and so I feel like culturally, I don't know how well I would fit in the Basque Country, but I'm open to trying it, and like maybe I will prove myself wrong one day and find that I love living in the Basque Country if and when that ever happens for me. But as it is, I'm still here in California. Where would I want to live in the Basque Country? I mean, ideally, like, if you've been following this channel for a while, like, you know, like, my heart is in Iparralde. Like, that's where my family is from, the northern Basque Country, if you're not familiar, the French side. So I feel like I would feel more comfortable there, first of all, linguistically, because I at least speak French. So, like, life would be so much easier just, like, getting around and living your everyday life. But also, I think, like, the Basque Coast is, like, a really cool place in Iparralde. And my family's more inland in the mountains, so I haven't spent too much time out on the coast. But every time I go, like, I love the beach, I love the ocean, so I think, like, that vibe would be super chill. I think I would be very happy on the Basque Coast of Iparralde. And the food, like, yeah, I would love to. But my issue is, if I'm going to learn Euskara and, like, I want to do an intensive program, I've done the research, I've asked you guys on Instagram, and I pretty much came to the conclusion that, like, if I want to do a full Basque language program, like, my best bet is to do it in Euskadi, the Basque Autonomous Community, because that's where, like, the funding is, and so that's where most of the programs are. And so I was looking at moving to Gipuzkoa, and if and when I do go, I think that's where I'll end up, if hopefully, like, the Basque language schools stay open after all of this, if the money is still there. I looked into programs in Iparralde, and I found one in the summertime, like a 2-week intensive in Urupel, but otherwise it looked like all of the Basque classes in Iparralde were like night classes or part-time classes, you know? So it would mean that I would, like, have to get a job or, like, do something, you know, like, and go to class a few hours a week. Whereas, like, I figure if I'm gonna move, like, just quit my entire life here, which is, like, a huge commitment, like, I feel like my time would be best spent, like, actually in going to do a full intensive program and just, like, try to knock this out, you know, try to get as fluent as possible, as quickly as possible. So I would love to live in Iparralde one day, maybe I will. But if I'm going to learn Euskara, I think it's got to be in Euskadi, which is not, like, the end of the world. Like, Euskadi's really cool. In terms of, like, nightlife, like, that's where the party is. Like, but as someone who doesn't drink, I'm not a super party person. I'm more, like, hang out by the beach and stare at the ocean. So maybe, like, I've heard Sopelana is really good for that. I've never been. But yeah, so if I were to live as, like, a civilian and not as a Basque student, I guess, I think somewhere on the coast for sure. So thank you so much for your questions. If anyone watching this, if you have questions for me, I'm happy to answer them. Just leave them in the comments below and I'll get to them in future videos. And so thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate you hanging out. And so if you want to see more videos like this of me trying to learn Euskara, of my family, you can subscribe to the Hello Basque YouTube channel, and I'm doing these videos every day. So check back in, see the progress. I'll be here. So thanks for watching. Bye.